Vatican Translator says alien God is the creator of Homo sapiens, according to claims. And I didn't know, but there were also, in the Middle Ages, 14 books taken out of the Holy Bible. The Vatican Translator, an Italian religious scholar, Mauro Biglino, shares the view that the original Jewish Bible in the Old Testament is not a religious document, rather a historical text about the origin of Homo sapiens. The result of his work was the writing of a series of 17-volume novels based on the Old Testament, 12 prophets and 5 magicians, he said, and in them the author reveals the secret of the creation of the human race, which the Vatican so carefully keeps, and regardless of how correct his conclusions are, they do not exclude the existence of a supreme creator, a deity. However, the existence of God does not mean that you have to believe in him, he says. In addition to books, Mauro Biglino made a video. In the first 2 videos released in 2018, Mauro Biglino explicitly refers to translated documents, claiming that an alien god cloned humans using their own alien genetic code. And in the third video, Mauro Biglino continues to analyze the biblical translations researched in 2019, including the Old Testament and the New Testament, arguing that the Old Testament is basically how humanity was created by aliens using apes and the Elohim genetic code. Biglino acknowledges that anyone who wants to see this analysis for themselves should look at the original manuscripts. He also claims that the Old Testament does not refer to God in the same way as the New Testament does. But what's interesting is that these 3 videos have been removed from YouTube. Is it suggestive? And he claims that the original text explains that human beings were genetically modified and created by a developed race using their genetics and the genetics of other primates already on Earth. He says the Bible clearly says that God dies like all people. I don't see where it says that. It doesn't. I've read the Bible 3 times cover to cover. I don't remember say that at all. The Bible, he says, explains that we're formed from the DNA of our creators, and the Bible tells us that our creators traveled on flying objects. Now these are his ideas, and the Bible quotes direct link between UFOs and Sumerians. The glory of God was actually a UFO. That's not so. It's the Shekinah glory. The uncreated light is the glory of God, not a UFO. The Bible refers to giants and tells us where to find their testimonies. Angels mentioned in the Old Testament where they are perceived as spiritual beings but do not exist. Again, that's wrong. Angels do exist. They're uncreated light. The 10 Commandments written in stone were not the ones previously reported. I mean, these things from this theologian, this Vatican Translator, are fables to me. But I'm just putting this out there for you to be aware of this. He says, St. John the theologian drew his mystical teaching from Hellenistic literature of his time, and much more. For example, the fact that the Church recognizes that the Old Testament knew about aliens. And the Vatican Church, did you know, actually removed a whopping 14 books from the Bible collection back in 1684. The Bible was officially translated from Latin into English back in 1611. And of the 80 books it contained, a total of 14 were removed, and no one knows exactly why they were removed. Several other differences were also recorded, including the spelling of the word Son of God, which was originally spelled Jesus and pronounced Yeshua, the full name of Jesus in Hebrew. And this is, I've translated, well, I've given this to you from Solask. I'll leave a link. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.